If you like to say Happy Valentine's Day with roses, you can do it for about $100 at a lot of places, and that is a whole lot more than Mary Tott-ms-cheap would like you to spend. You'd never pay that, would you?
Well, I wouldn't. One year my husband even bought me a rose bush because he said he could get a lot more out of it and I'd appreciate it more than spending all that money on a dozen roses.
It does sound a little extravagant for Miss Cheap, or for a lot of people. The prices are pretty high this week for Valentine's Day roses, but you found a place where you can get a real deal.
Well, we are at Whole Foods, which is not always the cheapest place for things, but they have a great Valentine deal on roses where you can get 2 dozen roses for $22. So the way I figure it is that if you and I could split it, we would be down to $11 for each dozen. And
You are so cheap.
I know it, but I don't think I need 2 dozen roses.
Well, no, that would be nice to share if you'd like. And they'll wrap it up for you for free, just like this, with a bow and tissue paper, so that it looks like you've been to a florist, right?
Right, nobody would ever know. But you know, the price range is wide on roses at this time of year because this is a supply and demand kind of deal. You could get it even cheaper for 1 dozen. Trader Joe's has a dozen roses for $12.99. Aldi has a dozen roses for $12.99. But I still think the 2 dozen for $22 is a pretty good deal.
So as you've been checking prices around town, what kind of prices have you found?
Well, $89.95 was the highest that I found, and that didn't include a delivery charge, which could be as much as $10.95 to $16.95 depending on when it was delivered. And then the cheapest, I think, was $3.99 at Aldi, where you could get 6 roses. And then I thought again about that you could get 2 of those and have a dozen roses for under $8.
You're working all the angles.
I know. Well, I have to. You know, it's my reputation.
Well, it is. These roses are really beautiful, though, and it is 2 dozen all wrapped up here. They have all different colors. We don't have red right here, but they have so many in the back.
Right, and they'll have plenty out here all day through Valentine's Day. They've got a huge shipment coming in. And you know, you don't have to go with roses. You could do tulips. Tulips are 10 tulips for $11. And I think at a lot of the stores, Kroger and Publix, other places, that tulips are a good option too.
They really are beautiful. Now, if you were interested perhaps in having something completely made up with a vase and a big bow and things like that, they do have those for $42 here. That's probably a little higher than Miss Cheap would be willing to pay, but some people would.
Well, I like this. You know, you get it wrapped up and it looks like you've done that. But Whole Foods also, if you come today between 5 and 7, they're having a chocolate fest. And so this is a good chance to sample a lot of chocolate products from local vendors as well as from their bakery. And you know, free chocolate, you can't beat that.
That's pretty good. And if you're planning to eat in, their takeout dinner service is really nice too. You can pick up a nice meal with a Valentine cake and things like that, and that's really affordable compared to a restaurant meal.
It is, and I mean, I think Whole Foods does have some good deals, some great values. So it's not everything is expensive, and not everything is not worth it. Some things are worth it.
Yeah, absolutely. Happy Valentine's Day. I think this one's going home with you.
Stay cheap, pretty good.